In a world filled with god-tier jutsu from Susanoo to burial mode, there exists one jutsu so precise, so absolute, it doesn't just destroy your enemy, it erases them from existence at an atomic level. This isn't just a ninjutsu, it's an utter annihilation, and only one shinobi has ever mastered it. Onoki the Fence Sitter, also known as the former Tsuchikage of the Hidden Stone Village. This is the truth about particle style. Join me in today's newest installment of the Ninjutsu Handbook over here on the Naruto Explained channel, where we break down in depth the truth about particle style, the god-killing jutsu of the Tsuchikage, and why it deserves way more appreciation beyond just blowing your enemy up and not leaving a trace behind, because yes, there's a lot more to this power when you go beneath the surface, and hopefully by the end of this video you have a greater appreciation for it. So what exactly is particle style? Well, particle style, or Jinten, is a name given to the Kekkei Tōta technique, which is a step above even Kekkei Genkai. So while Kekkei Genkai merge two chakra natures together, like say ice release, which has water and wind, or lava release, which is fire and earth, Kekkei Tōta is a fusion of three changes in chakra nature: earth release, fire release, and wind release. Together, these give rise to particle style, a style so advanced that it transcends traditional elemental jutsu. The core form of particle style is the atomic dismantling jutsu, a technique that creates a three-dimensional shape, usually a cube or a cone, that traps the target inside of it, and then it obliterates them at a subatomic level. It doesn't destroy matter itself, it just disassembles it. But let's go a little bit deeper here in terms of the mechanics of jutsu. So obviously the user, they make this big spear in the middle of their hand, so between both hands are outstretched, and this cone or cube, it expands until it is released by the user, and it moves at blinding fast speeds. Anything that is inside of it phases through it, and they are disintegrated on a molecular level. Because of the sheer destructiveness of it, users are usually unmatched in a fight, and this allows them to fight multiple enemies at once. The best way for someone to fight against a particle style user is to have another particle style user there. That's the whole reason why Onoki was the one going after Mu in the 4th Great Ninja War. However, one drawback to this jutsu is that it does require some prep time. It basically means that you can't really use it prematurely before it's created, or else it's not going to be as effective. So your one chance to fight against someone who has particle style is to stop them before they can use it. But if they can use it, they're absolutely going to cook you. And another drawback to this jutsu is that it does appear as if it is something that requires a ton of chakra to use, which means that when you see people like Onoki and even the fabrications in Boruto spamming it, that's pretty impressive when you think about it. So here's why Kekkei Tōta are so overpowered and why they are so rare. You have to understand this to truly understand particle style. So Kekkei Tōta is not just a bloodline limit, it is a genetic miracle. There are not very many shinobi across the great nations that have ever manifested the ability to wield three changes in chakra nature simultaneously in a harmonious way. This makes it even rarer than the Sharingan or than wood style, arguably more deadly than the tailed beasts themselves. Particle style doesn't rely on raw force, it relies on precision and a deep mastery of chakra control, geometry, and elemental synergy. Why is it so feared? It's because no defense works against it. Not a Susanoo, not a Sand Shield, not a Juice Chakra Avatar, not even regeneration. If you're caught inside of a particle style jutsu, you are gone. It's antimatter made into a ninjutsu. As Onoki pretty much implied, there is nothing that can block this technique. Now, in terms of the philosophical symbolism and the Shinto and Buddhist influences, it gets very, very deep. So particle style is more than a jutsu. It is a metaphysical concept. Let's start with Buddhism. In Buddhism philosophy, impermanence is a central tenet. All things are made up of impermanent aggregates. The atomic dismantling jutsu almost mirrors this. It recognizes that all matter is made of elements, and thus it can be reduced to nothingness. In essence, it enacts samsara's collapse, the end of the illusion of form itself. And Shinto, on the other hand, views a purification where we have to look at. Particle style could be seen as a sacred purification through obliteration, removing evil so thoroughly that it ceases to leave behind any residue. The shape of the jutsu, a tetragon, also has mythical ties. In sacred geometry, this is considered to be one of the most fundamental solid forms, representing stability and structure of matter. By using this shape, particle style isn't just destroying, it's reordering the world at the most basic level itself. It's science, but also spirituality. It is creation through destruction. Now, in terms of why particle style is so feared, even by the strongest of shinobi, we have to look at it from this perspective. So let's be clear. Particle style is the bane of the overconfident. While jutsu like Amaterasu or Rasen Shuriken rely on burning or shredding cells, particle style bypasses those systems completely. It targets the subatomic bonds that hold matter itself together. Think about that. Even chakra enhanced beings are composed of particles themselves. So a Biju is gone, just out of here. Edo Tensei bodies, they're vaporized. Clones, they're instantaneously erased. In the 4th Great Ninja War, Mamoru Uchiha, yes, the man who took on an entire shinobi alliance himself, even Madara was cautious when facing Onoki. That's how deep this fear runs, when even someone like Madara has to take note of where you are on the battlefield, even though he is extremely higher up the tier list than you. It means that you're in possession of a very powerful jutsu. In terms of why Onoki is the perfect user of this jutsu, we have to look at it from this perspective. So Onoki, the man behind this jutsu, the 3rd Tsuchikage, at first glance you look at him, he's an old man with back problems, but let's look deeper and you'll find one of Naruto's most compelling ideological characters. Onoki was trained by Mu, the 2nd Tsuchikage, and he inherited this forbidden technique, but he did more than master it. He made it his legacy. His particle style, it mirrors his worldview. It is cynical, it is precise, it is lethal. It is a product of a calculated strength rather than raw emotion. It reflects a man who grew up in a time of war and learned to be cold in order to survive. It reflects the way that he led the Hidden Stone Village. But what makes Onoki so interesting is how he changes after we learn he has this jutsu. In the 4th Great Ninja War, he recognizes that the old ways, the wars, the hatred, the distrust, the obsession with strength, it needed to be dismantled just as his jutsu does this to matter. His use of particle style, it became symbolic. The old ideologies, they must be destroyed so a new piece can form, the piece that we see in the Boruto era. He chooses to sacrifice his own life in the Boruto era by using particle style to protect Boruto and Team 7, and that is very poetic. The man who built his legacy on disintegration ends up ending it by destroying the very cycle of hatred he once helped uphold, because he gave his life fighting against his own clone. As we hear more than once in the story, when characters talk to the new generation, they repeatedly say, you must endure and rise above even me, rise above my mistakes. I'm paraphrasing what other shinobi have said, but you get the final point. Particle style is more than just a jutsu. It is a science, it is a philosophy, it is a legacy. It represents Naruto's themes of generation, transformation, and sacrifice. It is a terrifyingly absolute, and yet it came from a man whose final wish was for peace. And that is the ultimate irony of particle style, the jutsu designed to erase everything, used by the man who ultimately wanted to preserve something, the future. Obviously, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the most dangerous jutsu in Naruto, consider subscribing for more jutsu breakdowns, philosophical anime content, and hidden lore. Tell me what's your favorite overpowered jutsu in the Naruto universe down below, and in the meantime, click here to watch more videos from the Ninjutsu Handbook, or click here up top to check out videos from my Everything One Piece Explained channel, or click here on the right if you want to hear me talk about other anime that isn't Naruto on my Anime Explained.